Hey there, Agile Adventurer. Just a quick question. What if, for the price of a fancy coffee or half a pizza, you could unlock over 700 hours of the best Agile content on the planet? That's audio, video, e-courses, books, presentations, all that you can think of. But you can also join live calls with world-class practitioners and hang out in a flame war-free and AI slop-clean Slack with the sharpest minds in the game. Oh, and yes, you get direct access to me, Vasco, your Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. No, this is not a drill. It's the Scrum Master Toolbox membership. And it's your unfair advantage in the Agile world. So if you want to know more, go check out scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. That's scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. And check out all the goodies we have for you. Do it now. But if you're not doing it now, let's listen to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday, Success Thursday here on the podcast. And joining us this week is Joshua McDonald. Hey, Joshua, welcome back.
Hey, Vasco. Thank you.
So, Joshua, success is the big question of the week and today's topic for sure. But before we dive into that, share with us, what's your favorite Agile retrospective format and why?
My favorite retrospective format is going to be never using the same retrospective format. And the reason why is because in using whiteboards, I've used Zoom Whiteboard, I've used Mural, I've used Microsoft Teams. That's typically the platform I work out of. But what I've come to realize is if the team sees the same, let's say, sailboat retrospective, I noticed they started to get agitated. Like, this is so boring, monotonous. Like, we do this every time. So what I started to do was I started to personalize each retrospective. I started to pay attention and really listen to everyone's interests, hobbies, trips they were taking, whatever they were into. And I started to use AI to create themed murals. So for example, if one developer liked BMWs, then we're going to have a what went well, what didn't go well action item, BMW format with BMW themed elements in the retrospective. If you went to the beach, I'm going to have a beach themed retrospective. If you're into a TV show, I'm going to have that TV show themed retrospective so that every retrospective, it's a unique retrospective that is for a different person on that team. So that way they could feel, hey, somebody's listening, somebody's paying attention to me, and it's fun.
Absolutely. I'm sure you got a lot of positive response to that, especially if it's a surprise for the first few times, right? Because people will go like, oh, wow, he was listening when I talked about my beach holiday.
And it gets them talking about their trips. It gets them, that warm, fuzzy feeling talking about a good memory they have. And here we're about to talk about, looking back on a retrospective, but hey, we're people. Let's hear about the life you're living.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? Like, we're people, and because we can talk about these things and still get work done at the same time, it feels like it's not only work. I'm not here as a drone. I'm here as a human being. And this gets even more important now that AI is everywhere and people are, and I would say rightly so, afraid that they might be treated as just another machine on top of the AI machines, which is, of course, never going to be the case, but there's always a learning phase, and some people might try to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, of course, we try to do these personalized retrospectives as an example, because we want to succeed at the work that we do, and that requires that we help others succeed, of course, but it also requires that we look at ourselves and critically assess what we've done and what we've helped our teams achieve. So, Joshua, for you, when you think about your own success as Scrum Master or Agile Coach, what does success mean for you, really?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, what success looks like is when the team is comfortable at self-organizing, which is ultimately one of our main goals, but also to speak up. when they are comfortable to say, hey, I don't know what I don't know, or I need help, they feel that psychological safety to speak comfortably in a stand-up or in a backlog refinement session, or even to push back and challenge in a respectful way. I feel like that is what helps make the machine work smoothly, because we're able to have two-way conversations in a respectful way. We're able to stay on schedule because everyone is focused on self-organizing. There's low to no drama. For me, that is a sign of success, because I know we're still moving forward despite the bumpy roads we might have to drive down.
So I hear you, and I agree with what you said. But of course, the difficulty for Scrum Masters is not describing the end goal, what you just did, but really to know every day, in every interaction, am I going towards that end goal? So Joshua, how do you keep yourself honest with your own definition of what success looks like? How do you evaluate? How do you reflect? How do you measure? How do you track your own success?
I like to look back at our retrospectives and see the feedback that people have left. I also like to look at notes from my one-on-ones with people and look at their feedback. And I look to see, are we implementing suggestions from everyone so that they feel heard, and that we're progressing as a team, progressing with producing a good product, progressing in our working relationships with each other, and that our communication is open. So every day I actually reflect back, is there anything I missed from yesterday? And I keep a running to-do list. So as I listen to conversations, I put it on a to-do list. Okay, follow back up with this. Or if I see a message in Slack, I'll put, remind me about this tomorrow at the same time. And I'm going to follow up to see, okay, are we hearing and listening to each other? Are we fostering that positive team relationship and atmosphere? And are we moving forward, or do we keep hearing the same complaints, the same remarks over and over and over and over again? So I'm looking back at those notes, at those past retrospectives. And what I like to do is at some point, I like to pull up the past several months of retrospectives and show the team, hey, this is what we accomplished. This is the feedback you provided. Did anything fall through? Hopefully nothing fell through. And if it did, let's give that attention. So having that documented that way also helps me feel successful, because I'm measuring my own self to other people's feedback.
There's a couple of aspects that I want to highlight. The first one is that, measuring and first collecting and then evaluating your own follow-up with other people's feedback, but then also keeping that list of things. Hey, I think it would be a great idea to talk with Maria in a couple of weeks once this particular issue has had some time to settle, and whatever that might be, right? And keeping ourselves honest with the idea that we're there to help people succeed also requires that. It requires us to have this longer term perspective of the interaction. It's not just that I listened to what Maria had to say, I understand that there's an issue that we need to tackle. It's that I'm going to do this and then I'm going to follow up, right? Because that's what makes people feel like people. They feel appreciated, or at least taken into account, considered in what we do as Scrum Masters. And of course, this is not news for you, Joshua, but I think it bears repeating. We work through people. Like, Scrum Masters don't actually do the coding. They don't actually do the deciding. They don't actually do the releasing, and so on and so forth. Everything that we can accomplish is accomplished through the effective and efficient work of the teams and people that we work with. So keeping ourselves accountable in, having that ledger, that was the word I was looking for, that ledger of the things I'm committing to do myself. I didn't promise anyone I would do it. I just think it's a good idea, and I want to commit to myself that I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to track that I did it.
100%. And it makes people feel heard and respected. And that's important. Even if you don't think you need a Scrum Master, or you don't like working with me, I hope you can feel heard and respected at the end of the day.
Yeah, and if somebody feels heard and respected by you, it doesn't matter what role you have, they will want to continue to work with you.
Oh.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, Joshua.
Thank you, Bosco.
All right, I hope you liked this episode. But before you hit next episode, here's the deal. This podcast is powered by people like you, the members who wanted more than just inspiration. They wanted real tools and real connection to people who are practicing Agile every day. We're talking access to over 700 hours of Agile Gold, CTO level strategy talks, summit keynotes, live workshops, e-courses, deep dive interviews, books, and if you're into no estimates, we got the pioneers of no estimates in those deep dive interviews as well. Agile business intelligence, creating product visions, coaching your product owner courses, you name it. You'll get invites to monthly live Q&As with Agile pioneers and practitioners, plus a private Slack community, which is free of all of that AI slop you see everywhere, and of course, without the flame wars. It's a community of practitioners that want to learn and thrive together. It's the best place to connect with community and learn together. So if this podcast has helped you before, imagine what you will get from this podcast membership. So head on over to scrummastertoolbox.org/membership and join the community that's shaping the future of Agile. And we have so much for you. So check out all the details at scrummastertoolbox.org/membership, because listening is great, it's important, but doing it together, that's next level. I'll see you in the community Slack. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.